Well, guys, the charity event I made several community posts about did not go so well. And it's not going to be because of the reason a lot of you guys are thinking. It's because you played against Tier all night. No. Tier at the event didn't do much. I'm going to be honest. The guy who came in first played Bestial Dragon Link. And second, I think, was Sprite. There's only two tier players, so there wasn't a whole bunch of tier limits. A lot of the people in my area just hate the deck, and there's not a whole bunch of people playing it. And also, we were at one of my least competitive locals. Some people came from my more competitive one, hence the Sprite players and one Flu player, I think. But mostly just a bunch of people who are... They're decent players, they're just not as good as my regular locals. But I decided to play Invoked branded Dogmatika. The list, I want to say, did okay. It did. The week before this exact list, I came second at locals, which was fine. I was going to change it. Going to do a deck profile before that. Didn't have time because some stuff came up, but so wasn't able to change this list and do more testing like I wanted to. Round one, I lost to Mystic Mine Striker. Never saw Cosmics. In game one, he Mystic Mined me, and I don't main necking out, as you can see. So I lost there. Game two, I bricked, and when I drew Cosmic, I didn't have any resources. I drew like 5 hand traps. So it kind of sucked, but most of the time you're never going to open 5 hand traps, even with a lineup like as much as mine, which I think I'm on 14. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm on 12. But moving in, the Invoke stuff, there's not a whole much to talk about if you played Invoke. Triple Alistair, triple Meltdown, 2 Invo, and 1 Terraforming. Not a whole lot to talk about. Dogmatika package, I decided to cut Maximus from, or before the locals I came second at, which I think was a good thing. Maximus, well, no, Maximus probably wouldn't have been too impactful. I didn't play against Tier, but I did play against Sprite, so that's kind of fun. Incredible Ecclesia, this card makes going second easier when you see it. You are able just to special Albaz without using your normal summons, which means you can get into Mechaba if you see a way to Alistair, which you should always. But if you don't like this card, you could cut it for a third Valor and third Ash if you choose. Nadir, there's not really a whole much to talk about there. Schism over Punishment because Winda is a tank. No, I never made Winda. And double Albaz, 3 Branded Fusion. If you're playing a branded engine and you're not playing branded Despia, 2 Albaz and 3 Branded Fusion is a must in like every deck. 1 Called by the Grave because it's just generically good. Honestly, I never see this with Branded Fusion. I know it's a one-of, so if you really wanted to, you could cut these 3. Like main deck Dark Ruler or a third hand trap if you really wanted to. But Called by did help me from getting Alistair ashed, so that was pretty good. 2 Ash. Ash isn't super impactful this format, and when I did play Despia, it did win me the matchup, so Pog. Triple Imperm, because Imperm's a very good generic hand trap, makes going second easier, kinda in the same boat as Droplet in that way. I saw Droplet once against Flu, so not bad. You could probably just swap this for Dark Ruler if you wanted to. I do like Droplet though. 2 Nibiru. The reason why I'm on 2 Nibiru is because nobody's really expecting Nibiru, so nobody's really playing around it. And the locals previous to the charity event was playing against one of the best players at my locals, and he was playing Sprite, and he got nipped twice in the same duel. He just didn't respect the nip. Granted, who's going to expect a second Nibiru anyway? And I think his Gigantic got Veilored or Imperm, so, I mean, those two can, like, shut down any combination Nibiru, any combination Nibiru, Veiler, or Imperm can end a Sprite turn. DD Crow, best hand trap of the format, kind of just great. And then Droplet. This, honestly, if you want to play a heavier hand trap lineup, you could cut Droplet, the Ecclesias, and probably Called By if you wanted to. You could honestly cut Schism too. I'm not super in love with it and just play Punishment or Maximus. I would probably play Punishment just because Maximus enables Tier Limit, which is the best deck of the format. It also enables Branded Despia and Bestial Despia because they're like really good rogue decks and they kind of shit on you if you use Maximus. Side deck wise, I wasn't expecting Flu. I expected to play against mostly Sprite, I'm going to be honest. Which is why, hence the Dark Ruler, Super Poly, and D-Barrier. To stop them from going into Gigantic going first. This was for just any generic back row removal like Sprite Smashers or Sword Soul Blackout if I saw any Sword Soul players. Wasn't expecting a whole lot of it. My random assortment of one-ofs is mostly just because I wanted to side deck the third nib, and then Pank came up a lot. Change of Heart didn't come up at all. Never saw Change of Heart. Pank, when I see it, it's pretty good. This gives me an extra body to push for game, or just pop a card. So Pank is pretty good. And if you're gonna play random one-ofs in your side deck, which you probably shouldn't, play Pank. Extra deck, I'm worked pretty okay. Double Mecha Buff for your Omni Negate, you will most likely end up going into. Agodes, I never went into. And I cut Punishment and a second Entis thinking, well, I can just make Agodes and get the pop anyway, but I just never make Agodes. Two Mirror Jade, not so much at the charity event, but at the locals I came second at. Double Mirror Jade did come up. One Lebellion, the reason you're on Lebellion is because if you open Branded Fusion Invo and any light discard, you have full combo to get into Mecha Butt and Mirror Jade. Albion is one card Mirror Jade off Branded Fusion, and it's also just a good send off Mirror Jade to search you another Branded Fusion. Very good card, and Tove called by it. Apgalone and Winda, because we are not on Construct. If you play Maximus and you want to say YOLO, play it. You could also play the DPE package in here over the branded package if you wanted to, and that would free up these two slots. I'm not in love with DPE this format, but you could do it. Titanoclad's okay. It's nothing fancy. But Titanoclad is kind of worse when you don't have a third Dogmatika target to search off Ecclesia. Or a second one, because typically with this, because you're not playing Punishment or Maximus, you do Nadir, grab Ecclesia, search Fleur. So you're not. Typically, I don't even really send this when I don't have Punishment or Maximus. I will send Albion or I'll send Garua to get the draw or to search. Entis is just generically a good pop. Garua because it's the best Super Poly target in the game. Plus, if it turns Nadir into engage. Stragosapelia is more for like tier and any rogue Despia players you see, and then the one Artemis. The deck functioned pretty well. I'm going to be going back to Dark Magician videos here soon. So I'm going to be playing more DM at locals when I'm able to go. But I'm going to be doing some Invoked stuff here too, just because second best deck and means more videos for you guys. I know I've been slacking on videos, but you're going to be getting more. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little deck list. I know it's not like with IRL cards. It's because I don't feel like going through the hassle of setting up my tripod right now. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.